What's up, y'all? Welcome to another podcast episode of the High Value Agent, where we inspire people to create a better life through real estate. And I am going to share with you guys the blueprint that you need if you want to make $1 million in 5 years. Okay, so I know the title of this podcast episode is very exciting. Some may even call it the shiny object, right? It's this thing that is very catchy. And here's the reality: if you follow this blueprint, yes, the catchy title will become your reality. It will actually become your reality because I have lived and breathed this process. And I know for a fact that as long as you are doing the thing and you're following the plan, nothing can get in your way. I don't care what happens with the market. I don't care what happens with clients. I don't care what happens with nothing. If you have the correct mindset, you do the activities and you follow this blueprint, you will get to the outcome of making $1 million in 5 years. Now, this is fresh on my mind because I just did a training with my team on this and I just wanted to share it with everyone. So, a lot of people when they get into real estate, they get into the business with the wrong expectations and the wrong reasons, right? Some people, and I know this because when we interview people to join our company, when I ask them, why real estate? Why is real estate the move for you? A lot of times people will say they want flexibility in their schedule, or they want to make more money. Like, okay, cool. Well, the reality the reality of the industry is the average agent doesn't make more money, and the average agent is slave to their schedule. Like, they don't have flexibility in their schedule. Some people may even say, I want to be my own boss. It's like, well, the reality is once you get into real estate, though, if you have that type of mindset, you're probably not going to last long. You're going to end up having a boss, right? So it's one of those things to where what I'm sharing with you is going to be very uncommon, but you can do it. But first, I got to make sure we break down the mindset, because when you're talking about earning this type of income, you cannot have the belief that you're going to cheat your way into that type of money earned, or you're going to shortcut your way, because everything that requires anything that you want that is exceptional requires you to be exceptional. Like, in order to get into this industry and to be exceptional, you got to understand that you can't do what's convenient, because if you do what's convenient, then you're just going to become acceptable. Okay? If you do what's convenient, you're just going to become acceptable. But if you do what is required, that is how you become exceptional. That is how you become exceptional. So, let's talk about a concept called business wealth. Business wealth is created by turning strangers into clients and clients into clients for life, or advocates. Advocates, right? Being able to, at a high level, you gotta do the input, you gotta do the work. But over time, if you really put a focus on turning a client into a client for life, you'll get a higher ROT, or a return on your time, over the 5-year period when you're following this blueprint. In other words, you will be required to, in the very beginning, do a lot of input. And as you get better at this process, your daily output will be higher than your daily input. So I have an example, and this is based on our organization and our data. Okay. And also is based on our team and our brokerage as well, because our team and our brokerage offers unique benefits that your typical brokerage and team doesn't. All right. So I just want you to keep all those things in perspective. But the 5 year breakdown from an aerial view looks like this. In your first year, you're going to have 1,500 conversations to get 20 closings. That's year one. Year two, you're going to have 1,300 conversations to get 35 closings. Year three, you're going to have 1,200 conversations that will get you 60 closings. By your fourth year, you're going to have 1,100 conversations to get you 75 closings. And by year five, you're going to have 1,000 conversations to get you 100 plus closings. So, from an aerial view, that is the blueprint. Okay. So, we're going to unpack this. We're going to unpack it. So, understand we are in a sales industry. If you're in real estate, you are in sales. So, with that being said, you got to realize you're also in a service business. Okay. You're in the service business. And I just shot a podcast episode that is available for you to watch or listen to, depending on the platform that you're on right now, that breaks down how to provide world-class service to a client. So I highly recommend that after you watch or listen to this podcast episode, go back and listen to the previous one too, because it's going to really give you some context. But you got to be committed to providing an exceptional experience for the clients. Okay. That's number one. Number two, we also have to embrace the fact that we must constantly hunt for new opportunities to grow our business. Constantly. And we must constantly nurture our current opportunities to grow our business. So we got to build and then maintain relationships. Okay. And truly understanding that if you're not doing those two things, you did not work that day. Yes, I said it. If you did not build or maintain relationships that day, you did not work. Again, building and maintaining relationships is prospecting for new business and nurturing your current business. If you're not doing that, you did not work. But Antoine, I had showings, I had closings. You did not work. Okay. So you got to adopt that foundational mindset if you want to achieve what we're talking about. Okay. Moving on, we got to understand that where your business is coming from also matters. So we got the foundational mind frame you need, and then we're getting tactical. Where is your business going to come from? We always teach that you got to have four categories of business sources. Okay. We call it the four legs of your chair. The first one is your SOI. Okay. Your sphere of influence. Maybe you call it COI, center of influence, but your friends and family needs to be one of them. Now, understand that your SOI business is limited. It's limited because there's only so many people that you know that are friends and family. There's only so many people that fit in that category. So it's limited. Okay. But that's number one. Number two are your past clients. You probably don't have many. And if you don't have many, then that is okay. But as you do more business and you close more deals, then you will start to build up your past client business. Okay. Now, the key is as you're building your past client business, it's going to be limited because you're not going to have thousands of past clients starting out. You're not going to even have hundreds. You're going to probably, your first year, if you do 20, you got 20. If you've been in real estate for 10 years, how many deals have you done in your 10-year career? Okay. And also understanding too that your past client business, just because you have it doesn't guarantee that those people move again. And if they do move again, it doesn't mean that they use you as their agent. Okay. And again, there are tactics and strategies that we can deploy to increase the chances that they use you again that I've talked about on previous episodes. Okay. But number two is your past client business. Number three, your company generated business. So if you're a part of a team, then is your team or your brokerage, part of a brokerage, are they providing lead opportunities for you, to you? Okay. Are there ponds of leads that you could call through? Are there new incoming opportunities that are being provided to you for you to call and nurture and convert? Right. But you got to have that category of your business available too. You got to focus on that as well, right? Now, here's the good news about this category, this leg of your chair. It's unlimited the amount of opportunities that you can work. Okay. For example, we can generate within our organization hundreds of leads per month. Okay. People calling us asking, hey, can you list my home or can you help me buy? Right. That is happening on a daily basis in our organization. So, company generated business is another category. That's another leg. And then the fourth leg is agent generated business. Again, this is an unlimited category because agent generated business opportunities are working for sub owners, calling expireds, doing open houses, circle prospecting, calling rent bows. Okay. These are agent generated opportunities that are unlimited because you can always circle prospect neighborhoods. You can never run out of neighborhoods. Think about it, right? For sub owners, could be limited, a little bit, right? Depending on the market that we're in, depending on how aggressive you are in calling for sub owners, but you can always expand your market. Maybe you're calling just within your town or your city. Could you expand to other towns and cities and call those for sub owners? Absolutely. Those are the four legs of your chair. Okay. So very, very important to not just focus on one, not just focus on two, but we got to have all four if you want to really make this happen over a 5-year period. Okay. Now, let's carry on. Through this process, we got to get you to 100 past clients as soon as possible. Okay. How fast can we get you to having a past client data bank or database? We call it a data bank on our team. How fast can we get you to that 100 past client database? And here's why it's important. When you follow this blueprint, 10 to 15% of your business will be inbound repeat clients and or referrals from past clients. 10 to 15% of your business over the 5-year window, the 5-year time frame, will come from or should come from your inbound repeat clients or referrals from past clients. Okay. We know that people move every 3 to 7 years. We know this. Will we continue to be their go-to? By the way, you control this. Like I mentioned, you control this. But the faster we can get to 100 past clients, the more momentum that you build. In other words, less input, more output. Okay. I'm simplifying this as much as I can, giving you the blueprint. Okay. So through this journey, we got to make sure we're tracking. We got to make sure we are tracking the journey. One good way to track it is obviously to track your business metrics. Sure. Another good way too is to track your net worth. What is your net worth? Okay. Your net worth is going to be assets. Net worth is the value of assets that you have or that you own, not just have, but own, minus the liabilities that you owe. Okay. So that determines your net worth. Okay. Some people include if you have a primary residence and you have a mortgage on it, some people will include that into their net worth, others don't. It's up to you. Okay. It's up to you. But we got to identify what is our net worth? Where are we currently at? Some of us are in negative. Some of us have a very healthy net worth. Great, right? But we got to be able to track it to see if we're progressing in the direction that we want, or are we going backwards, right? Do we have too much debt? Do we maybe need to pay down some debt? Because again, as you are making this money, it's really about how much you keep, how much you retain in order to invest into other assets. Okay. So get a net worth calculator. If you don't already have one, get one. You Google them. Reach out to me. I'll be happy to share the one that I use with you. But you got to track your net worth over these 5 years. Okay. So there are going to be money buckets that you're going to use as well as you are earning this $1 million. Now, I recommend five. Okay. So you can have a money bucket. This is just, these are business accounts. Okay. You'll most likely need to open up an LLC if you don't already have one to have business make accounts, but you're going to need some account, whether it's personal or business. I recommend business. All right. So one of the accounts is going to be an account that all the income funnels into. All the money, all the revenue that you make from your closings are going to funnel into this one account. And twice a month, you're going to disperse the money into these remaining four accounts. Okay. You got your expense account, you have your tax account, you have your financial freedom account, and then you have a personal emergency account. Okay. Now, the percentages that you're going to put in those accounts is really dependent on what your goals, right? And how aggressive you want to be and like some people like me, I'm very aggressive in saving. So my financial freedom account, which is an account that I would use to invest into whatever I want to invest in, real estate, um, crypto, stocks, gold, silver, watches, like Rolexes or whatever it may be, collectibles, like anything that you want to invest into, you use your financial freedom account for that. Financial freedom. That's why I call it that, right? But and then same with your tax account. You got to identify with your CPA what that percentage should be. But please make sure you pay your taxes, right? So again, you got to have a business income account, a expense account, tax account, a financial freedom or investment account, and then an emergency account for my people who, like, maybe you want to be very aggressive in investing. Well, you also got personal things that you want to make sure you take care of. Maybe you got a family, whatever it may be. You want to make sure you have a nest egg or a personal emergency account for those rainy days. All right. If you want to have additional money buckets, here are some additional options. You can have a give account. A give account could be you giving to charity, you give it to your church, you give it to a family, whatever it may be, but you have an account dedicated to that. You can have a play account. Maybe you're somebody who likes to play a lot. And what I mean by that is you like to play pool and you gamble on pool. Um, maybe you like to go out and party a lot. Well, you can use your play account for that. Maybe you are really big into shoes and you like buying shoes, or you're big into fashion. You want to spend money on that. Well, you have an account dedicated to that stuff. Cool. And then you have you don't have to have this, but you can have an education account. So if you want to buy courses, if you want to go to conferences, whatever it may be, you can use your education account for that. And then you can have a long-term savings account, which could be used to pay down debt. It could be used to go on that vacation to the Bahamas or to Hawaii, whatever it may be. But your long-term savings account could be used um, mainly for that. Okay. All right. Moving on. Here are some things to know. This is my way of saying that these are key factors that you got to understand. And if these factors don't really apply to you, then make the adjustment that you need to make. Okay. But just keep in mind, when I gave this training to my team, to my organization, it was based on our resources that we have. Okay. All right. So based on our market, in order for this to work, the average price point for that person on the team would need to be $225,000 or higher. Okay. Now our market's average price point is 280 plus. So the average price point that of 225 is pretty conservative. Next, home prices are predicted to increase 2 to 5% each year over the next 5 years. So we're going to assume that that's going to happen. Okay. Next is the brokerage that we are a part of, that we have the privilege to be a part of, and we're proud to be a part of, is Real Broker LLC. And through our work that we're putting in and closing deals and helping clients, we are also investing and building equity within the company through a share program, a buying share program. And with that being said, the price per share has been increasing over time. We're going to assume that that continues to happen, right? And typically between like a 5 to 10% increase year over year, right? So with that being said, we had a pretty big year in 2024 of the share increase, the price per share increasing. So we're going to assume that conservatively that it's going to continue to increase. All right. Here's another factor to understand. You and the brokerage that you are a part of will continue to increase the skills needed to improve the client experience. Okay. We are assuming that those two things will happen, right? That not only you, but also the team or brokerage that you are a part of will get better at providing a great service to the client. And then we're also applying or assuming that you are going to do the work and you're going to be consistent in doing the work, and you are going to be disciplined with your personal finances, making smart financial decisions, all that good stuff. Okay. So, year one, when we talk about having 1,500 conversations, you're probably not that skilled, because most of us are not. Yes, I said it. Most of us are not that skilled. But Antoine, I've been in real estate for 20 years. Yeah, you're probably not that skilled. You probably built up a lot of bad habits that if you were to go present to a seller right now and they needed a strong agent to help them make the right decision on price and or help them make the right decision on the agent that they choose, would you be able to go in there and convert at a high level versus an agent who is dialed in, who is highly skilled because they work on it every day? Like, you're probably not that skilled, and you probably don't have people in your circle or around you telling you this. But I'm here to tell you, you're probably not that skilled, because I know a lot of agents who are not. And I've met agents all across the country. And I'm like, how long you been in real estate? "Oh, I've been in real estate for about 10 years. And I'm like, good, good. Yeah, we got work to do. Okay. We'll just keeping it real. But your 1,500 conversations, while not being very skilled, is going to get you 20 closings. Now, based on your price point and based on your market, that can range between 50,000 to 100 plus $1,000 of income, right? Just depends on your market. And through that, though, through you making that money and closing those 20 deals, you cannot increase your lifestyle yet, especially if you have consumer debt like car loans, credit cards, student loans, stuff like that. Like, let's get out of the debts before we start increasing lifestyle. Okay. This year one, the main outcome is reducing risk, building your emergency account up, and building your skills, gaining the experience. Okay. That is what year one is about. Okay. Year two, 1,300 conversations, you're a little more skilled and you're definitely more confident, right? By having that many conversations with people, you get 35 closings. You're making more money, right? Do not increase your lifestyle yet. You need to continue to pay down consumer debt. This is assuming you still got car loans, credit cards, student loans, etc. Some people are making that year one, they pay down debt, year two, they paid down that debt, and now they want to go buy that new car. And it's like, what the hell are you doing? Why? Be smart. Pay down all of your debt. Okay. And if you did pay down all of your debt, why the hell would you go get more debt? Well, it's I'm gonna buy it cash. Well, $40,000 car cash, you can use that money and put in your financial freedom account and buy you something that's going to, over a 10-year period, make you $100,000. What are we doing, right? We want the quick, we're not. Here's one thing I do know: money loves speed, wealth loves time. I want you to write that down. Money loves speed, wealth loves time. You got to be disciplined in this, okay? This year two is all about reducing your risk, building up your financial freedom account, okay? So we're going to assume year one, you built up your emergency account. You got 3, maybe 6 months saved in there of expenses saved in your emergency account. And now you're building up your financial freedom account, and you should have at least $16,000 in there saved. Okay. By the way, up to this point, you've helped 55 people. So you should have 55 past clients. Remember, the race to 100 is critical. Okay. Year three, 1,200 conversations. You're very skilled. You're even more confident. You got 60 closings. You're making even more money. Okay. Do not increase your lifestyle yet. But Antoine, man, I want to keep up with the Joneses. Okay. And the Jones family is broke. Do not increase your lifestyle yet. Continue to pay down consumer debt. If you got the car loans and all that stuff, pay it off. Your financial freedom account should be over 40K. And if you started this with minimal debt, you should have 80-ish thousand plus in your financial freedom account. Opportunities for you're now in a position of where if you have minimal debt to start, you're probably in a position, if assuming you paid off your debt, that minimal debt, you're probably in a position to make your first investment. But most of the time, for most people, by the end of year three, should you be at the financial freedom account being over 40,000. Okay. For most people, because most people have a pretty good amount of debt. Okay. So, but year three, you should be in a position to make your first investment. Okay. And you have 115 total past clients. So we broke that 100 mark. Okay. So now you're helping more people with less input. Now let's talk about, what should you invest in? What should I invest in? Well, I'm gonna give you 15 different investment vehicles. These are some that, pretty much all of them that I invest in, and they are all non-correlated. And the reason why you want non-correlated investments, because it can reduce your financial risk by 80%. Okay. So the first vehicle is real estate. You're in real estate. Why not invest in it? Right. So real estate, whether that is through buying investment properties, fourplexes, buying holds or flips, whatever it may be, but real estate. Number two, stocks or crypto. And that's easy to do, right? Open up a brokerage account, boom, you're good to go. Private lending, I'm not going to unpack that, but you can get into private lending. Okay. You got to make sure you have great support around you and advisors and lawyers and stuff to kind of really help get the contracts dialed in and make sure like you're protected. But private lending is an opportunity. Whole life. Some people call it infinite banking, but whole life policies, like that's an incredible way to increase wealth and invest. Okay. Cash, obviously, if you have cash, it's a good thing, right? So just stacking up cash, having cash available. Silver and gold, other businesses. Maybe you are going to buy a laundromat. Maybe you are buying vending machines, whatever it may be, right? Maybe you're buying up. What else could you buy that could be an investment? Um, Goodness gracious, gas stations, like anything like that. Opening up other businesses. Maybe you open up a food truck. I don't know, but there are so many different things that you can do in the business realm. Maybe some type of tech companies or stuff like that. And then collectibles. Like I'm a watch guy, right? Maybe you collect Rolexes or stuff like that, but you can get into collectibles. Some people collect, I think, like basketball cards or baseball cards, but these are 15 plus um, or several. I guess I don't know if I put all 15 on here. I didn't, but you want to have 15 investment vehicles that are non-correlated so then you can reduce your financial risk by 80%. Okay. Let's hop back into the 5-year blueprint. So year 4, you're going to have 1,100 conversations. That's going to get you 75 closings. But you're making even more money, okay, net income to you based on, well, I don't want to say net because it depends on if you're on a team or if you have expenses that you got to pay for, but factor all that in, okay? And then 15 to 30 closings at this point should come from repeat or inbound business, okay? So repeat business or referrals that are inbound. And you should be in a position to invest aggressively into assets that fit your risk tolerance, okay? You can increase your risk tolerance by making sure, number one, that you have a good nest egg saved, right? Number two, that you've made some good investments. So now you have evidence that you're making smart investments. I think that will naturally increase your risk tolerance. But again, please be smart. Please be smart. Okay. Uh, at this point, you have 190 past clients. So your past client list is very, very good. You got to make sure you're nurturing that list. You're still loving on those people. And at that point, your inbound or repeat business your referral and repeat business will continue to increase. Now, year 5, 1,000 conversations. You'll have 100 plus closings. 30 to 45 closings will be repeat or inbound referrals. You now have 290 past clients, and you are aggressively investing into several investment vehicles. Okay. So when you factor all that in over a 5-year window, you've earned skills that are priceless. You should have earned at least $700,000 of income. You should have zero to low consumer debt. Okay. You should have built up a strong referral business. You should have, and I keep saying should, but that's a tricky word. But you should have an investment portfolio that gives you high returns annually. If you're investing into stocks, then you should have a portfolio of over, I would say, at least 6 figures. Okay. And when you factor all that in, a rough estimate, you should have over $1 million that you have earned over a 5-year window. Some of you may make that happen sooner. Okay. Some of us won't make that happen at all. And again, I didn't give you the very like intricate details on this because again, what we talked about within our organization was a little more detailed. This is more of an overview, but you should be able to accomplish this in 5 years, maybe even less, depending on your market, depending on your commitment, how aggressive you invest, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Notice I did not say anything about the market as far as the economy. I didn't say anything about, oh, well, there was low inventory or there's a lot of inventory. I didn't mention none of that. When I say market, meaning your price point. Okay, meaning your price point. All right. So think about this, and I want you to answer this question. If you were to earn 5 mil or 1 million plus dollars within in a 5-year window, okay, $1 million. $1 million in 5 years. How would that impact you and your family? How would that impact you? What would that do? How would that change your life? How would that change the lives of the people around you? I want you to take a moment, chew on that, and I really want you to answer that. Like, how would this impact you? Because I know it can make a huge impact, and you'll be in a position that you can give to so many. You can, and I'm not saying you got to give money to people. You can give belief to people that it can be done, right? Imagine your kids being able to see that and know that it can be done. Imagine, the people around you who are going through challenging times, man, that could be a breath of fresh air for them, knowing that it can be done, something exceptional, extraordinary like that. So I really want you to think about that and answer that for yourself, for your future self. Okay. So we're gonna wrap up this episode. I really thought this was great timing because we are ending out 2024, and 2025 we all have goals, right? And we're all going to be fired up and ready to execute, right? And I think it's going to be critical that we revisit these conversations throughout the year, especially in times where you're feeling good about everything, right? That's when you're most vulnerable, by the way. Okay. So here's an idea. If you don't already, dial in a monthly budget. If you don't already have a monthly budget, please get it dialed in. And if you're running a business, and if you're, let's say you're running a team, or you are, or maybe you do have expenses, right? And you are reviewing P&Ls, like, get your budget in your personal and in your business dialed in. And then I want you to find a net worth calculator, and I want you once a month, I want you to update it and review it. It takes 5 minutes to do. I mean, the first time you fill it out may take you about a half hour, but to the maintenance on it is very, very, it's not time consuming. I mean, 5 to 10 minutes maybe per month. And I just want you to keep up with that. And that's your scoreboard. Like, am I getting better? Am I increasing my net worth, or am I not? And if you want to take it a step further, share it with your family. Like, when I say your family, you don't have to share it with like your mom and stuff. But if you have a spouse, share it with them. Get on the same page. And this could be very, very critical for you in 2025 and beyond, as you are building out your net worth and making $1 million in 5 years. Okay. Those are my suggestions. Uh, Take action. Re-listen to this one. I think this is going to be a very good one to share with your friends if you know people. And by the way, I know this is real estate related, but a lot of the principles and things that I talk about could be applied to any industry, honestly, if you're in sales, right? But apply what you've learned, take action. And if there's anything that I can do to support you, please let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Spotify or iTunes, wherever you're listening to this, please leave us a review. Subscribe to the podcast. We're going to keep pushing out good content. So y'all stay safe, put the work in. I'll holla at y'all. Peace.